All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be going through a couple plays on PrizePicks for December 6th. It's Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. And a little bit later in the day, sometimes it gets this late in the day and I'm like, man, I just won't do a video. But I thought I'd hop on today and just get you guys some quick plays, run through them, hit rates, matchups, market value like we always do. And definitely liking some plays out there, 7 games, so some value out there. I'm also going to give you guys a Dabble slip. So yes, we're going to go through PrizePicks, but I also want to give you a Dabble slip because we've been cooking on Dabble. They have 20x payouts for 5-mans, and they also do 6x payouts for 3-mans. So I've been doing 5-mans and then a subsequent 3-man using my favorite 3 from the 5-man. Back-to-back days hitting both of those, so 26x plays hit on it yesterday and the day before. So, I thought I'd share it with you guys because maybe some good reads over on Dabble. And Dabble is awesome. They have really, really good value, and the payout system is just better than PrizePicks. That's just what it comes down to. And honestly, you could probably get better lines on Dabble as well because they can't move them as quickly. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. If you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, and let's hop into some plays. All right, so jumping into the PrizePicks desktop screen here. If you're not on PrizePicks and you want to tail some of these plays, definitely go ahead and check them out. Use my code RichPicks. There's also a link in the description of this video. When you use my code and bet $5 on the app, they're going to load your account up with $50 instantly, so pretty sweet deal there. And if you use my code, comment something down below or just get in touch with me. There's a free part of the Discord. But if you sign up with my code on any of the platforms, I give you a free month of my Discord. So just let me know some way, either in the comments or join the free part of the Discord. Let me know there and I'll set you guys up with that. But we're starting off with Keyonte George here, 23.5 PRA. I was looking at his assists, but I like his scoring potential here going up against a team he's played really, really well against. Any of these tools I'm using as well, this is Outlier. You're going to get some sort of perk. Again, check out the links in the description. You can get a free week of Outlier. You can get discounts on your first month on a few of these other tools. But Outlier is awesome. You're going to see. And if you're just watching, you're like, damn, that looks like a sweet tool. Let me check it out. Definitely use the links in the description for some sort of perk. But yeah, Keyonte George, 55% of games he's gone over this, kind of like streaks of going over. He's in a streak of pretty much going over here. Looks like he goes 5 games, misses a few games, and then he gets right back on track. But the big thing here is there's no Jordan Clarkson in this one. Without Jordan Clarkson, he's gone over in 75% of games. He's playing a ton of minutes, 33.6 minutes, very consistently as well. This is a team that gets blown out a decent amount, but they're 2.5-point underdogs in this one going up against Portland. It should stay relatively close. So I expect the normal time, 6 of 8 games going over this. Some of these games absolutely crushing this. And the 2 games he missed, he just went under. You can see Portland, points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed, all in the green. They allow a whole bunch of stats to everyone. And we've seen, this not without Jordan Clarkson, but just head-to-head in general. Haven't played this year, but all 3 games last year he went over against Portland. And he was only over in 37% of games this year. Obviously a lot better this year, or last year, sorry, I meant to say. Only over in 37% of games last year. All of these came last year. So he's a better player getting more minutes without Jordan Clarkson. You'd expect, a guy that's had success against Portland in the past, he's going to get just an extra bump this year as he's just a better player. Market value in this one is also really good. So this is DG Fantasy going to show us where all these other sports books have their lines and how they're going to pay you out, whether you choose the over or the under. And you can go to his points and rebounds. I do like his assist potential here. So 23.5, they're saying 52.08% chance to hit. Why is that? Anyone that has this at 23.5 looks like it's pretty consensus across the board. Minus 128 on Pinnacle. They're favoring the over. Minus 120 on DraftKings. Minus 130, minus 129. Everyone favoring the over here for Keyonte George's 23.5 PRA line. So that's kind of lining up with what I'm thinking. And the last thing, the RotoWire projection model, 23.5. They're projected for 24.78. This is a play that I'm really, really liking for today, and everything kind of checking all the boxes. So a good one here for Keyonte George against Portland. And then next up, same game here. This is the reason I'm going to it next. But Deandre Ayton over 8.5 first half points. Not my favorite guy to bet on, but with no Donovan Clingan, I think Deandre Ayton's going to get 15 to 18 minutes in that first half like we've been seeing. And they have plenty of rest. He's coming off 2 days of rest where he's thrived. Any more like 2+ days of rest, he goes really, really well, plays a lot more minutes, and has played really well in the first half of games. So 53% of games he's gone over this, sometimes just creeping over, but 4 straight games, which I like to see. And Utah's defense allows a whole bunch of points. They allow a whole bunch of points to centers. And the head-to-heads here, again, haven't played each other this year, but he's had pretty good success against these teams. The one home game, which is a home game for tonight, that was the most recent one where he had 12 points against him. That was against Walker Kessler. That was against John Collins and all those guys. So they got some big guys down low, but they allow a whole bunch of points here. So Ayton, coming off, it's not a back-to-back. You can see the back-to-back games, he's horrible. But any sort of days he has, some sort of rest, 2 days rest, he scored 17 in the first half. 3+ days, he had 10 in both of those games. So he's got plenty of rest. And with no Donovan Clingan, that's the big thing here. 4 of 4 games, he's gone over this, getting a ton of time, 17.4 minutes, all the way up to 19.5 minutes in that first half. 10, 14, 14, 10. And again, great matchup with no Donovan Clingan. This one's looking pretty good. We can't check out market value here for Ayton. Only 2 books have this. The only other books that has this is Underdog, I believe, or at least with the market value that I can see with my tools. And they also have an 8.5. So market value wise, it's about what it's supposed to be. But I think Ayton, pretty good read when you start thinking about no Clingan, really good matchup against Utah. Pretty good success here, and he's got plenty of rest to work with. So Ayton, same game here over his first half points. And then moving right along here to the third play, sometimes these weird alternate lines that are not going to be on a lot of different sports books are the best way to play PrizePicks here. And really liking this one after digging into it. 4.5 3-pointers attempted for Myles Turner. I am taking the over here against Chicago. So let's take a look at his outlier page. Chicago gives up a whole bunch of 3-pointers attempted, 25th ranked for the entire season, allowing 39 3-pointers attempted. That's a great data point to look at right away. I also want to point out he's over in 62% of games, so that's another data point to look at. You can see last year he was only over in 42% of games, but he hasn't played Chicago this year yet. So again, wasn't shooting as many threes last year, but 3 of the 4 games last year he played Chicago. Some of these games he had 8 3-pointers attempted. The other game he crept over 5, and then he did miss 1 last year. But again, these were all last year games, and he wasn't shooting as many. Now he's up to a 62% hit rate. A really, really good matchup here, and a team he's already been jacking threes up against. Really like what I'm seeing here. Now they are not on a back-to-back, so he's got plenty of rest. He's been still steady with 62% of games going over that when he's had at least a day of rest. And the big thing I want to point out here is games that they've won, which they are 3.5-point favorites here against Chicago. He's over in 88% of these games. So when he's been jacking them up, when he's been knocking down threes, they've been winning. Indiana has not won a whole bunch of games this year. They look not very good, as obviously their run to the conference finals last year. But when Myles Turner shoots threes and when he's hitting them, I don't know the percentages here. Not sure why it's not showing me, but when he's knocking them down, I assume that's one of the reasons that he's a weapon for this team. He's a big guy, rim protector, and also a guy that can step back, extend the defense and knock down some threes. So hopefully they find that recipe and keep going with it. Great matchup here for Myles Turner to jack up some threes, and really liking this one. And then I might as well point out there is some market value on this. A couple books have this, ESPN Bet, obviously PrizePicks has it up, but any of these other books that have them and they have variable payout systems, a lot of them, or I guess all of them, favoring the over. -132 is the average sportsbook odds on the over, as opposed to -108, heavy favorites on the over for any of these variable payout sportsbooks. And then before I give you guys the last play over on PrizePicks, I got to shout out Dabble just because, to be totally honest, right now they have better payouts and they have a lot better lines than PrizePicks. I know it can be easy to be comfortable on something like PrizePicks or whatever you're comfortable using, but it's really advantageous to branch out, use some of these other platforms. They're not only going to give you, like a boost and a head start, a jump start when you sign up using my code, but you're also just going to be able to get access to different plays. You're going to get access to my Discord community if you sign up using my code as well. So I post plays here. Other people post plays here all the time. We're always talking sports and things. But yeah, 2 days back to back, hitting a 26x strat. So I'll show you the strat right here. 20x play here. My favorite of those 5 plays I put into a 3-man. Also on Dabble, 3-mans pay 6x. A 3-man on PrizePicks, that always pays 5x. So you can see right here, that's just a better payout system, more lucrative payout system for us. And then we also hit this 2 days ago, same thing, another 5-man for a 20x, and then a 3-man for a 6x. So just awesome value, whole lot of fun on Dabble. We've been absolutely cooking. I want to give you guys a play here for Dabble as well. So if you want to sign up, use code RICHDFS, or if you're just watching this video, just go right here, click more. This is like the description of the video, and you can see all these. Any of my codes that you use are going to give you a free month of the Discord parlay play. I'm actually giving 2 free months. But you go right down to Dabble right here. You can see code RICHDFS, or just click right here. And when you sign up, they're going to load your account up with $25 instantly. And that's a pretty sweet deal right off the bat. So Dabble, here is the play I'm giving out for today. I bet a lot of these are still available because Dabble doesn't move their lines very often, or just not a lot very quickly as PrizePicks. D'Lo, 5.5 assists. I'm loving this line because for some reason I think LeBron's not going to play. He has not looked good He hasn't missed a game all year. He's 55 years old. And if he sits, D'Lo literally last year went over in like 9 of the games that LeBron sat out, and he averaged like 10 assists per game. So loving that one. This hockey play, really, really good value. Trey over 11 assists against the Lakers. I like this one as well. Ben Mathurin came through for us the other day. He's got a great matchup against Chicago. And then Sabonis, a guy just tried and true. He isn't a back-to-back, but he's played pretty well in back-to-back situations. And he's got San Antonio with no Wembanyama, so I think that's going to help him too. He just got ruled out. So there's the play. You can also throw it into a 3-man. This is kind of the way I've been doing it. Half units on both of these. And yeah, really, really liking Dabble. Again, definitely check them out. Free month in my Discord, $25 free for Dabble to start you off. Really, really good deal. So have fun with that for sure. And then very quickly, as I'm talking about them, I'm not just saying, oh, they got a bunch of value. Definitely sign up, use my code. I'll show you the value. Here's PrizePicks right now using DG Fantasy. Again, market value. These billion-dollar companies, they know better than me. They know better than you. They're setting their lines for a certain reason. They got algorithms. They got news before everyone else. And market value is a great way to bet, or at least start your research. Sabonis, maybe I want to look at rebounds and assists on the over because all these other books, if you don't like the hit rates or you don't like the matchup, go away from it. But good place to start and be like, okay, all the money, all the sports books are favoring this way. That's a good place to check out. So PrizePicks, you can see they have 4 lines right now that are above a 54% chance to hit. If I go to the Dabble screen, haven't looked at this yet, but I guarantee, right now, which is Trae Young, we already used one of his lines in that Dabble slip. You can see all the value here, 56.4, 55, 55, 55, 55. I can't even find a play that's not 54%. I mean, I don't know how many of that was. I can't even count that high. 15 or so plays as opposed to 4 on PrizePicks. It's so much value on something like Dabble. Better's also like this. So you want to be branching out. I know I do this a lot for people that watch the videos each time I upload, but for anyone that's new, this is the value you're looking for, and this is something you can take advantage of when you use a different platform like something like Dabble. And then finally, moving on to our last play of the PrizePicks board here, our 4th and final play. Another George. We went to Keyonte. Now we're going to Paul George, but we're going to fade him here. He is returning. He's been injury management, things like that. But he's got a tough matchup going against Orlando. A lot of low-scoring games against Orlando this year. Just in general, they don't allow a whole bunch of points. They don't allow a whole bunch of statistics in general. And his PRA was at 27.5. I wanted to take the under on that. They got bumped up to 28.5. I knew it was bad value, but now it's really good value. So 28.5 PRA for Paul George. I actually took his points and rebounds, just to be totally honest, because I didn't love 27.5. I do like 28.5 here. But if you want to take the under on 23.5 points and rebounds, that is the one that I actually played. But again, I favor the PRA here now. So I'm going to look at the PRA line rather than the points and rebounds line because this just switched. PRA, let's go under 28.5. And we can see he's under in 70% of games. He has not looked good so far this year. Obviously, the huge trade this offseason or signing, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was a trade. Actually, it might have been a signing. I forget for some reason. But whatever. Paul George has not looked good. I think Embiid's played 4 games this year. He just looks horrible. Now he's got a horrible matchup here against Orlando. Points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed. They're literally 1 or 2 in terms of not allowing these things. And he has already played these guys once this year. And he had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, well under the 28.5 PRA mark. Obviously, he is Paul George. He's capable of doing this stuff. We know, like last year, even just like his whole career, he's able to go over this. He can go off at any moment, but he's just not looked good so far this year. He's got a horrible matchup. He's coming back from injury, might not play a ton of minutes. We'll see. But yeah, I'm liking the fade here on Paul George under 28.5. In terms of the market value, 53.65% chance to hit. A lot of these books still at 27.5. If anyone's up to 28.5, a lot of them are favoring the under here. You can see Underdog sitting at 28, so that's still lower than our 28.5. So a little bit of market value here for Paul George's under, but tough to fade a guy like that. Looks like we just got it to 28. So mess around with this. They're gonna be bouncing his line around. It's not a great one to try to predict because he is dealing with injuries. He's going up against a tough matchup. They don't really know what's happening in Philadelphia here. But again, I went ahead and did the points and rebounds if you want to be safe. 28.5 or 28 points and rebounds and assists. That's a solid way to do it as well. So that is going to do it for this one. Again, tough to fade a guy like Paul George, who we know can go off at any time. But when the matchup checks out, when his hit rate for the year, he has not looked good in his new team, new situation checks out. He's coming back from injury, might not play a ton of time. We'll see what happens there. But tough taking an unders on guys like this. I also took an under on Steph Curry today, so we'll see how that goes because he's going up against Minnesota. Under 4.5 3-pointers made. kind of an extra play there if you want to take a look at that. It wasn't PrizePicks, still might be. So if you want to take a look at that, free play at the end there. Kind of slipped up and told you, but whatever. Keyonte George, over 23.5 PRA. Deandre Ayton over his 8.5 first half points. Myles Turner over 4.5 3-pointers attempted. Love that one. That's been the recipe for them winning games. Hopefully they stick with that. And then Fade and Paul George here, 28 PRA or the 23.5 points and rebounds, whatever way you want to do it. So that's going to do it for me in this one. Again, sorry I haven't been uploading a ton. I am dealing with a hearing loss issue, which is kind of horrible. It kind of sucks. Kind of came out of nowhere, and so trying to fix that. Hopefully I get my hearing back. It is just one ear, so I'm not going completely deaf. But yeah, totally weird, random, no history of it. So we'll see what happens there, and hopefully it gets fixed. But weird to record your video when you can hear yourself in your head and not be able to hear, the recording back as well as you should be. But that's why I haven't been uploading as much. I'm trying to get back on the daily grind. I will be at the very least Monday. I'll try to get videos out for Saturday and Sunday, but wanted to get this one out. I know it's a little bit later. Not a whole bunch of people are going to see it, but I thought I had some good reads today, and there's a 7-game slate on a Friday. People want to be betting. I know I'll be enjoying the games for tonight, kind of laying low. But yeah, that's going to do it. Again, leave the video a like, comment something down below, and subscribe if you are new. Check out Dabble. We've been crushing on Dabble. 226x cashes for us in back-to-back days. Can we do it 3 days in a row? That'd be pretty crazy. The odds are against us, but we're going to try. And I gave you guys that free slip for Dabble as well. So code RichDFS. Check out the links in the description. Get into the Discord for free. It's a whole lot of fun. We're always talking in there. Even when I don't upload, I'm posting plays in there and talking in there. And it's a whole lot of fun. So definitely check us out. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow, if not Sunday or Monday, and I'll be back on the normal grind at the very least Monday. So thanks for watching. Good luck with all your bets. Peace out. Happy weekend. Happy Friday.